My name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018.
February 14th of this year, Cruz walked into the freshman building at Marjory Stoneman Douglas and opened fire with an AR-15, killing 17 students, teachers, and staff, and seriously injuring several others. He was tracked down in a nearby neighborhood and has been in custody ever since.
All the kids in school will run in fear and hide. From the wrath of my power, they will know who I am.
Police, FBI, ATF, all descending on the scene.
We can't get to her. We can't get a hold of her.
Have you called and you've texted, nothing has come back?
No. Her girlfriend got shot. We heard.
There was confusion, panic, parents desperately waiting to find out, had their child survived?
The teen gunman accused of opening fire with a semi-automatic rifle at his former high school in Parkland, Florida, has been charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder, officials said.
She keeps telling me to stay away. Be safe, Mom, you stay away. And I'm like, and I'm telling her, no, Crystal, I'm your mother, I'm not staying away.
Outside, controlled chaos. High schoolers streaming out of the building, some with their hands on their heads, heading for safety.
I remember hearing this, somebody down the hall was screaming, like, help me, come save me.
Holy.
Oh my God!
Authorities said the suspect, identified as 19-year-old Nikolas Cruz, concealed himself in the crowd fleeing Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School following the massacre on Wednesday afternoon. He was arrested in nearby Coral Springs for the murder spree.
Okay, well, listen up though. If you want to talk to Zach because of some of the things you said, I'm going to have to sit in the room. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to ask you any questions, but I can't leave you two alone because some of the things you said about harming yourself.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to Zach?
Yes.
Okay, Zach, have a seat. And again, I'm not saying anything at all. So.
What do you think Mom would think right now?
She'll cry.
She would cry. You're people think you're a monster now.
A monster?
You don't have anything. You're not acting like yourself. Like, why? Like we've. This is not who you are. Like, come on. Why'd you do this? This is. Don't even laugh at me. Dude, this is. I tried it. What happened to your Instagram? I tried to text you, like, literally a couple of days ago, because I had this bad feeling in my heart. What happened to your Instagram? Why did you text me? Or what happened to it? Why did you stop with your social media?
People.
What do you mean people, dude? It's irrelevant people. What? Who? Tell me exactly who. Who made you delete your Instagram? Who?
People.
What people?
People. Tell
Do you
me.
think this is not even a game? You're not gonna wake up and be out of here.
I know.
You remember when we were in the hospital and I told you I had your back? Remember when Mom died? Remember we were walking down the hallway and I told you? You don't remember. You probably don't because you just did some fucked up shit. I told you when we were walking down the hallway, that's just me and you and I had your back. Alright, I know you probably feel like you have nobody, but I care about you. I literally would pour my heart out for you. I know I make it seem like I didn't care about you at all. I know I made it seem like when we were growing up that I hated you, I didn't like you. But truth is, I just didn't want to look I didn't want to look weak. I love you with all my heart. Like, I will tell you, I'm telling you right now, I love you. I know what you did today. Other people look at me like I'm crazy for even... And I don't care what other people think. Like, you're my brother. I love you. I want you to... You can't... How you... Can I hug him?
Yeah. As long as you...
Dude, I love you too, bro. I know what you've gone through, bro. That's okay, bro. I know how you grow up. I know exactly. People don't understand you like I understand you. Yeah, I don't. You don't know what you want to do with your life. You didn't know what you wanted to do with your life. How do you not know what you want to do with your life? You talk about the army.
I know.
You talk about... I think that's really it. I mean, you never really told me about what you want to do with your whole life. You couldn't... Why would you jeopardize that? Like, you can't even own a gun now. You can't even... I mean, it's not even about the gun. I don't know why I'm talking about that. You're only 19, dude. Do you know how many years you had ahead of you? I really gotta go. So.
Okay, then.
Alright, like you said, you're gonna get the chance to talk to him once he gets phone privileges and everything.
I see you, alright? I believe you. Just stay solid for me, alright?
I will.
And try to find God, alright?
Okay.
You say you have a demon, try to find God. Because God is good. God will be there for you. Just, when you're thinking in your head, just try to connect with God, alright?
Okay.
Try to see, like... Just try to connect with someone except besides negativity in your head. Try to think of positive things, alright?
Yes.
Alright, I love you.
I love you too.
I'll see you, alright? This isn't the last time I'm gonna see you, alright?
Okay.
So just stay strong, alright?
Okay.
Alright, dog.
I love you.
I love you too. I really do. I love you with all my heart. I don't care about no one else but you right now. I still don't. Even when this wasn't happening, I only care about you. Sorry, that might not make sense, but... Alright.
Okay, come on, Zach.
I
think he understands.
If I keep talking, I'm just gonna keep jumbling my words.
No, I know, that's why I understand. He understands what you're saying.
I have one more hug. Just one hug.
Go ahead, make it quick.
One hug. I want you to know, bro, I really care for you and I love you, alright?
Okay.
And you'll get through this, alright?
Okay.
Just stay solid, alright? It's gonna suck for a while, but... Alright? Just...
Sure. I am very sorry for what I did, and I have to live with it every day. And that if I were to get a second chance, I will do everything in my power to try to help others. And I am doing this for you, and I do not care if you do not believe me. And I love you, and I know you don't believe me, but I have to live with this every day. And it brings me nightmares, and I can't live with myself sometimes. But I try to push through because I know that's what you guys would want me to do. I hate drugs, and I believe this country would do better if everyone would stop smoking marijuana and doing all these drugs and causing racism and violence out in the streets. I'm sorry, and I can't even watch TV anymore. And I'm trying my best to maintain my composure, and I just want you to know I'm really sorry. And I hope you give me a chance to try to help others. If I believe it's your decision to decide where I go and whether I live or die. Not the jury's. I believe it's your decision. I'm sorry.
Okay, anything else?
Nothing to say, Your Honor. Judge, at this point, I don't think there's anything stopping the court from sentencing him on the 8th.
Of the indictment, the murder in the first degree of Luke Hoyer, the court imposes a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Count 2 of the indictment, the murder in the first degree of Martin, Duque, and Quiano. The court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 3 of the indictment, the murder in the first degree of Gina Montalto. The court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 4 of the indictment, the murder in the first degree of Alexander Schachter. The court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 5 of the indictment, the murder in the first degree of Elena Petty. The court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 6 of the indictment for the murder in the first degree of Alyssa Al-Hadef. The court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. To count 7 of the indictment for the murder in the first degree of Nicholas Dworet, the court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 8 for the murder in the first degree of Helena Ramsey, the court imposes a life sentence, mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 9 for the murder in the first degree of Christopher Hickson, the court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 10 for the murder in the first degree of Carmen Schentrup, the court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 11 for the murder in the first degree of Aaron Feiss, the court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 12 for the murder in the first degree of Scott Beagle, the court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 13, the murder in the first degree of Meadow Pollock, the court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 14, for the murder in the first degree of Kara Loughran, the court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 15, for the murder in the first degree of Joaquin Oliver, the court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Count 16, for the murder in the first degree of Jamie Gutenberg, the court imposes a mandatory life sentence without the possibility of parole. Okay. Is there anything else? All right, he's remanded to the custody of the Department of Corrections. And he's to be given credit in the amount of 1,718 days time served.